If you enjoy the Low Scale Gaming podcast, please leave us a like, review, and subscribe. Any feedback is welcomed, and I hope you enjoy the show.
Ate like 12,000 calories today.
Yeah,
don't
but
need
I
any
know
more.
you could eat again.
You're not wrong, but I shouldn't.
Wait a minute. There's a TV now in 101.
And 3, 2, 1, go.
Hello and welcome back to the Low Scale Gaming Podcast. I'm your host, Ghostland's Finest, and as always, joined by conanjones and Inferior Mage. All right, so why I'm so flooded right now is that apparently in our college, in like one of the worst classrooms ever, was M101, the performance hall. I hated having classes in there because it was just an echo chamber. But now there's a TV in there with like a pretty like nice sound system apparently too with it.
They took so long not buying anything for it that they saved enough money to buy several new things all at once.
I'm legit upset about this.
Because it had that projector and stuff in there while we were there, but...
Yeah, and you know how much of a piece of crap that was.
Yeah, because you had to turn literally every light in there off to be able to see anything.
And even then it didn't work. You had to have like you had to like shimmy the connector to actually work.
Yeah, I forgot about that part.
And then you couldn't get sound sometimes unless you shimmied the other thing. And then when you shimmied that, then the other one came undone.
Shimmy, shimmy, yeah. Shimmy,
it was
yeah.
awful.
Shimmy, no.
Going to college there was like the epitome of going to Goodwill. Okay? Like, yeah, you can get an education there. Yeah, it's college, but it's like Goodwill. Okay? Don't go to SWASU, people.
I don't know where all this animosity came from, Ghost, because I really enjoyed SWASU.
Mage, shut up.
No one's allowed to have an opinion but Ghost.
I enjoyed SWASU. I thought it was really good school.
SWASU was cheap, okay?
Well, yeah, but everything is cheap.
It's like I stand by my going to Goodwill. Like, yeah, you can get some good stuff at Goodwill from time to time, but most of the time you're just looking there and making fun of people. Okay?
It literally has like one of the best pharmacy schools in the nation.
Okay, that's different. Obviously, that's different. That's the exception.
It's all SWASU, Ghost.
No, it's all
SWASU.
No,
obviously, it's different, Mage.
It is very different. Just like the scripts from this week, that the one that got sent out is the right one.
They're obviously different.
There is such a big difference between the pharmacy school. Okay, when you put all your money into one thing, of course it's going to be better. It's like a parent that loves a kid more than the other one. You know?
No, it has a really decent pharmacy. Yeah, I mean, the pharmacy school is the best, and one of the best in the nation.
Yes.
But also, like, their science department and medical department's really good.
No, it's not anywhere near anything that the pharmacy is.
Because have you ever actually looked at the statistics on it?
Yes. I'll look it up right now.
So in other words, no, I haven't, but I will right now.
Or is it nursing or just medical?
Oh, I'm talking about science. Their science school, the School of Science. But like the pharmacy school is really good. And I don't know, we had pretty decent facilities for our music school.
What?
And we're like one of the only schools with music therapy in Oklahoma.
Mage, did you really? I almost said Ghost. I don't know why you got me so upset.
Because that's how dumb the thing he said is. We just assumed that Ghost said it.
What?
Do you really think that SWASU has good facilities for instrumentalists?
No, I'm just saying that compared to other schools, like
compared to what school?
So we have basically like 4 schools with okay to good music programs. That's basically OU, OSU, UCO.
Conan, you're not muted.
And OCU.
Okay. Literally,
SWASU
all three of those
probably
classes have better, like way better stuff than the SWASU does.
Well, I'm saying like out of like the cheaper universities, because those 4 universities that I mentioned are super freaking expensive. OCU is a private school, but out of the cheaper universities that are really accredited, I can think of like there's NSU, SWASU,
UCO.
No, I said UCO already.
Then OCU. Then.
But UCO is the 3rd largest university in Oklahoma.
Is it really? I thought Tulsa was.
No.
Is Tulsa the 4th?
No, TU is actually pretty small because it's a private school. They're just Division 1 because they have a lot of money.
Oh, I did not know that. I thought they were the 3rd largest.
I didn't even realize they were a private school.
Oh yeah, I didn't know that either.
And TU is famous for its law, not for music.
I mean, I imagine their facilities are still pretty nice, though.
I actually haven't seen the facilities. I've seen the facilities of the other 4.
Yeah, I can vouch for the other 4. They're so much better than SWASU's. It makes SWASU's look like a 4A school.
But you also have to remember like where SWASU's been, like with the like history of the program. Like when Dr. Dad was in charge of it, like they did good things, but they weren't like on the same level. You know what I mean? They were still a D2 school.
It's a D2 school now.
Yeah, but like they had the facilities of a D2 school, and they haven't had the money nor the backing to update anything. But I think now, like, I think it's improving to the point.
I don't know, man. I was there last weekend, and it just looked like the only thing that was like cool was like there was TVs in the classrooms. The pianos there are awful in every single practice room. They're absolutely awful.
Oh yeah, the practice rooms ones are always garbage.
Like
yeah, and practice rooms are super small. I'll give you that.
I know that. Like it's awful. Like and then that like if you try to go practice anywhere else, then you get yelled at for it. But you try lugging a tuba into there, it's dang near impossible. Okay. Like they even cleared out that one room for us to like play in. You remember that? And that room still sounded like crap. And there was no piano in there, so you couldn't actually tune.
I think one was already gone. It was already filled up by something else by the time I showed up.
No, this happened after you left.
Oh, okay. That's why then.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think with the amount of money that SWASU has, because I mean, given all of its problems, it's also one of the cheapest universities in Oklahoma.
Not so much anymore. They raised their prices a lot.
I mean, they kind of had to because of how cheap it was before.
That's why I went to SWASU. It was dirt cheap,
and I got paid to be there pretty much. So I got a lot of scholarships for it. So
you also did the stuff at the church too, though.
Yeah, got kicked out of there.
We don't talk about that. It was a free place to stay for like 3 years. Okay.
They did have good food sometimes. I like that place. It was sometimes they had good food. Most of the week, so it was hit and miss. Catholic lunch though, you can never go wrong with Catholic lunch. Except whenever they served beanie weenies. That was whenever I was just like, yeah, I'm not about this.
Hard pass.
Everything else, Catholic lunch never really served anything bad. And even if they did, they had a good dessert.
It was nice. It was nice talking to the old sweet old ladies.
We're making Mage mad now because he's getting offended that he didn't make good food for whenever he lived there.
No. I just feel like we derailed real hard.
I will say that Mage makes a pretty good potato soup. There was like a blizzard going on in old SWASU one day, and me and old Nash drove the Mustang over to the Wesley, and like I think it was just us 3, and I think there was like someone else in there too that I had no idea who it was, and we were just eating all this. Like I think me and Nash had like 10 bowls of potato soup.
Ooh.
Yeah, that potato soup was bomb.
Because Mage had made a big old like roast pan.
Yeah,
potato soup.
Yeah, it was huge.
And I mean, it was really
a big old
good.
slow cooker. It was a big old
Yeah.
slow cooker, but like ones that could hold a turkey in it.
Yeah. I mean, it was really nice. It was a good potato soup. All right, let's go ahead and jump into our fails of the week. Conan Jones, what is your fail of the week?
It's weird that we're already in fails. Like I feel like we kind of we're already 10 minutes in. Like
Yeah, that's kind of why I was trying to move us along.
yeah,
You don't move us along. I move us along.
Okay.
So like I guess my fail this week, I just have a really stupid case that came back in. I had one of my first cases that I got after I got out of training. I had to close it out as failure to cooperate because the mom that I found and kind of spoke a little bit with, she would never like meet me halfway and try to talk with me and get things figured out. And like if they're never there to talk to, there's not a whole lot I can do. So the weird thing is that people don't have to talk to DHS if you don't want to. If you want to tell me to earth off, like I'm gonna earth off. Yeah. So there was a
That's
new
when you get the police involved.
yeah. So like if the case warrants it, like yeah, for sure. When he's like, hey, here are the police. Like, but really, when it comes down to it, if the police don't have a reason to, to enter the house or something like that, they don't really have the jurisdiction to do that either. But so that I had to close that case as failure to cooperate, and they got a new referral in, and I'm having to deal with it
Again?
Yeah, so it's the same family with it's kind of a different situation, but it's still the same old. It's going to be the same old thing where the mom's just going to tell me to earth off, but then I just have to deal with it. And I don't want to deal with it, but
yay, people.
Yeah, they're dumb.
All right, Mage, what is your fail of the week?
I think my fail of the week is just yesterday. It's really been a pretty decent week. Actually, I don't have a whole lot to complain about. So I'm kind of stretching for this fail, but like yesterday, like pretty much the second half of the day, I was just like physically and mentally exhausted.
Preach.
Where it's just like, yeah, I was just like, I am done. And then it was also Ash Wednesday yesterday for you people that don't practice Lent. That's the service that starts up Lent, and then it's like 40 days till Easter, and you're supposed to give up something.
Which is a Catholic thing that a Methodist is doing.
It started in Catholic, but any denomination can do it if they choose to. They're all Christian, Ghost.
That's a stretch.
On paper.
I'm sorry that my denomination practices Lent. All right. Anyway.
What did you give up for Lent?
Anyway, so my...
Wait, I want to know!
No, I got to finish my story first, and then I'll talk. Don't interrupt me.
I just want to know what you gave up for Lent.
Okay, so I was just been exhausted, and then we also had Ash Wednesday service, which lasted Ash Wednesday service. It's a Wednesday, so you hope that it's not super long, but it still lasted like an hour and something minutes, and I was just like, I'm just super tired.
Did you get the symbol marking on your forehead?
It's a cross with ashes. That's what we call it, Ash Wednesday.
Okay.
Anyway, I gave up drinking soda when I eat out.
That's
with
oddly
the
specific.
Yeah.
Well, it's very hard for me to go straight cold turkey on things. I also try not to eat out as often, but when I do, not drink soda and just drink water and stuff. It's really hard for me not to eat out with my job. So I wanted to give up not eating out, but I pretty much live in my car some days.
You're not wrong.
So that makes it's very difficult to do that. It's not impossible, but I just felt like it was really difficult, and I know me. So I wanted an attainable goal, if that makes sense.
I guess I just don't ever understand like how people can't just give up pop, because like I just do it so like randomly that I don't really care about drinking pop. Like water is perfectly fine for me to just like drink every day. Like now if you told me to give up coffee in the morning, that's like the line. Okay, I couldn't do that because I have to have something to wake me up. And I know it's essentially the same thing with caffeine and sugar, but it's just like I could go without like drinking like soda or like pop, like or pop at all.
Well, but you just pretty much said like you can't give up coffee. That's the exact same way I feel about pop. Like okay,
Right.
like I'm gonna try to limit myself, but
see,
it's
even
not
then,
something
like
that I am able to super give up. You know.
I mean, even then, like I'm just like if it's on my way, I get like my coffee shop back in my town, where I live at, or like where I teach at, opened back up today. So I'm a loyal customer, and
They know you by name.
they do. They know my order.
They just see your car pulling out, like, oh, there he is.
Yes, they're also going to get Hunt's Brothers Pizza next week.
Oh boy!
So we're getting breakfast pizza in the morning now too.
Dude, Hunt's Brother breakfast pizza is the bomb.
Dude, we lived off of that in college.
Yeah, we did.
I'm about to trigger y'all because I actually don't care for it.
You wrong.
Well, it's all right.
I hope y'all enjoyed Major's ride on the podcast.
We found it. There's the straw that broke the back.
he just broke the camel's back.
After everything there was, it's the Hunt's Brothers breakfast pizza.
Honestly, I'm not the biggest pizza fan to begin with. If I'm going to be completely honest.
Man, my Domino's tonight was really good. Like,
I haven't had Domino's pizza in 20 years.
They redid it.
I know. You've told me we had this conversation before. They redid it, and I should try it, and I just don't want to.
Yeah.
Like, because everywhere I've lived, I haven't lived like close enough for a Domino's to like deliver to me.
Yeah. See, like, there's one right down the road from me, so I just went and picked it up, and I ordered it online, and I went to the store and sat outside in my car and called a collateral for a case. Because I was like, I'm not paying the extra $6 to have it delivered when it's like literally right down the road.
Yeah, it always feels like it's like $20 more when you to have it delivered to you.
Yeah, it's like, nah, I ain't playing those reindeer games.
All right.
About it.
So my fail this week is we didn't make it to state contest. And to be completely honest, I feel like we shouldn't have got the rating we got on stage. And I mean that in different from last year where I felt like we played really, really badly. And there's no reason, there's no rhyme or reason why we should have got a 2 on stage.
So you feel like it was gratuitous that you should have got
Yes, it was very gratuitous. I should have got a 3.
Yeah.
But we got a 2. It just, I don't know what happened. Like, I guess because one, we haven't played on that stage before. And just like my percussion kit, it sounded like it was just my percussion featuring my band. Like,
yeah.
And I was just like, whoa. Calm down. My bass drummer, who is a very timid player, sounded like they were just like beating it down like King Kong. I was like, dude, calm down. Chill out.
You've never played this loud in your life. Why did you wait till today to do it?
But it could be that it was just like that stage. Like I took the blame for most of it because I didn't explain to him that. Because we don't have a stage per se at where my school. We either play in a really bad auditorium or we play in a gym.
Yeah.
So I didn't really do a good job of explaining that whenever you have those shells behind you, it pushes the sound forward. So it was my fault I took blame for that up until the very end of Mars was where my bass drum person was just like, bum, 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 bum. And I'm just like, Why? Why would you do that?
Look what they did to my boy.
Yeah, you butchered they massacred my boy.
This isn't a Sousa piece. Calm down.
Yeah, but the good thing is though we did really good in sight reading. We almost got a superior in sight reading.
Nice. Who was
I told we got a 1 in preparation, and we got a 2 in performance, and a 1 or a 2 in what was the third? I forgot. There's 3 parts of sight reading, but we did really good. Like we have a really good preparation of it every time. Because I go through the stars method.
Yeah.
And then after that, then we'll go and clap, and then we'll hit spots. They also changed this that I didn't know about this until I was in the room, and also the judge didn't know about it until he was there. But OSAA changed it to where directors get a minute to look at the score, without even
without any talk to the kids.
Yeah.
See, Texas had a deal like that, but it was like 7-minute score study for the director before you said anything to the kids. And I was like, this is a waste of time. Like, if you can't, it's much of a contest, like a test of the director skills as it is the kid skills. Like, if it's taking me this long and you're giving me this much time to look at a 1A piece of music, like, yeah. I feel like
I played a grade 2 piece.
Why did they give you a grade 2 piece?
I don't know. Because I'm a grade 2 school.
That doesn't make any sense.
They gave me a grade 2 piece, so I'm just telling you what happened. I mean, we did good with it. I'm more happy with how we sight read than how we did anything else.
I mean, I'm glad it went well for you. As a 2A school, you should be given a 1A for.
Technically, I'm a Class A school.
Yes, I mean that would just fall into the 1A list.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Well, I'm glad the sight reading at least went well, because I mean the sight reading. If the sight reading score is good, that shows that your kids know what's going on. They just didn't do well on stage, and that's just like nerves and jitters and stuff, and new situation. But
I was actually really happy with the sight reading, like especially with getting the 1 in preparation, so because it means I'm doing something right. And it said on there, director was very vocal, which I feel like I am very vocal, and just. Getting my
If there's one thing you are, it's vocal.
Ghost vocal? No.
It's like I will be heard.
At least you get brownie points for it there.
You will understand my point of view. You might not agree with it, Maze, but you will know my point of view.
You'll hear it whether you want to hear it or not.
I will hear your point of view, not always understand.
Speaking of which, I wanted to jump into something before we jump into topic 1. And I was realizing this today when I got home. There's 2 really great horse charge war battles that I could think of in like media. What do you think they are?
Okay, say your sentence again, because you said words, but none of them made sense.
Okay, so before a battle, there's a charge, right?
Okay.
Like horses line up and then they charge.
Like a cavalry call kind of thing.
Yes, cavalry call, whatever.
Okay.
There's 2 really good ones. There might be other ones, but these are the 2 really good ones that stuck out to me. What do you think they are?
I mean, I really like the one on Helm's Deep and Lord of the Rings, but also the one in Return of the King.
See, I'm talking about the one of the. One of them is the one in Return of the King. Is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, where the King of Rohan Theoden is doing is like giving that bomb speech.
And okay, looking back on it, it's not really a good speech,
dude.
It's talking about it's I guess, but it's. I do like that whenever they start their charge, they're charging to death. I like that. That was cool. I understand the whole point of the speech, but it sounded more like a rambling old man than anything else.
Okay, anyway. But
So
yeah,
what's
that
the
one,
second
that was
one?
bomb.
What's the second one y'all think I'm talking about?
Well, I mean, I have no idea what you're talking about.
I
just think the
The one
Chargers
from
of
Helm's
Lord
Deep
of the
doesn't
Rings.
really stick out to me.
I liked it because Gandalf like shines the light on the Urukai.
Yeah,
And
I know
like,
what you say. I
it
just
was pretty bomb.
so my second one is when the Dothraki charged the Lannisters in Game of Thrones season 7, episode 4.
I would have not been able to ever think of anything. Like, I'm thinking of like the music, but
I liked season 8, episode 3 when the Dothraki charged the White Walkers and they all died.
And they just got ransacked.
And
And then they
magically came back the
respawned in
next
2 episodes.
Yeah, they respawned. I was about to make that joke. But they all died, but not really.
I mean, think about it though. Like, what is like other than like from Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones, there hasn't really been any other like memorable like cavalry charges in movies, or maybe I'm just not watching like the right movies with it or something.
I thought there was like a Civil War movie or something with the cavalry charge.
So that one where it's the movie about the African American guys that are like trying to take the that fort or whatever.
I don't remember. I know what movie you're talking about, and that movie is.
Oh, you're thinking of the
my favorite
Patriot
Civil
Act.
War.
You're thinking of the Patriot Act.
I think
Well,
that's
I seriously, I don't
Patriot.
remember.
The Patriot, sorry. With what's his name? That really angry dude. Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson. I was gonna say Russell Crowe, but that's not right.
Yeah.
The really angry dude.
You're thinking of the Patriot. Because in that charge, that dude's like they shoot that cannon and that dude's leg falls off. They showed that in class, and that was the first time I ever seen like something gory like that, and I lost my mind.
In a good way or a bad way?
Good way. I thought it was the coolest thing I ever seen in school. I think I was like in 8th grade, 7th or 8th grade. I don't know why they would show that movie to kids.
Civil War, man. Brutal.
No, that's the
Oh, that's Revolutionary.
That's the Revolutionary War. But I also wanted to say that I think I'm changing my stance on Lord of the Rings a little bit. I've always liked Return of the King because I like the battle of Minotaurus or whatever it is.
Yeah, that was great.
I like that. I always like. That was my one thing I liked about it was that. But just like the rest of it, I'm starting to like enjoy. I don't like the Fellowship of the Ring. I don't like that movie at all. It felt like it didn't really like add much, other than like the battle at the end.
All right, you'll
It's a
keep going for a
setup
second.
movie. It is a setup movie, and we'll give it that. I liked it because it like really showed like what the ring did, and kind of showed Bilbo and like what the ring did to Bilbo.
Yeah,
and the end of it when like Boromir dies.
Boromir dies, and then
that was pretty intense though. It was pretty.
I mean, but it's Sean Bean though.
Yeah, but that was when that was like one of the first movies Sean Bean was in, and he died, and then he just started dying on every other thing.
And he just became a meme.
But that's what started it.
I just like, and the Two Towers is okay. I mean, it's like it's to the point where I'm not like hating it anymore. It's okay. I like the Battle of Helm's Deep somewhat. I wish I could see more, but it's the same argument I had with the Game of Thrones season 8 episode 3. So
with it just being dark.
The battle went with it being dark, and I understand why it had to be dark like that to make this easier CGI, but I wish I could see better. And I think all of Return of the King I like. I don't think there's a part I don't like in Return of the King, except for the spider part. But that's just simply because I'm scared to death of spiders.
Have you seen the extended versions?
Yes, where the dude with like the creepy smile or whatever gets his head cut off.
Yeah, dude, that's so crazy. That guy.
That dude was creepy. He needs to brush his
Can you
teeth.
believe that movie came out? What 2004?
2000. I thought the first one came out in 2001. So it was like 2001, 2002, 2003 because they came back to back.
Yeah, like that.
Because he filmed all three of them back to back. They just released them a year apart. It was like at Christmas, I think, every year.
Yeah, but you got to think like with that movie being like early 2000s, the costume design and the CG work was so good in those three.
Oh yeah, it's good for its time. I just didn't like it then, and now I'm understanding it that it's place in media. It's just still like not for me at times.
I thought like high fantasy was like one of your big things.
It is, but like I don't know. I just don't like I don't like whatchamacallit?
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings. It just it didn't do it for me. And Game of Thrones did it for me up until little Arya Stark killed the Night King.
Game of Thrones is a little bit more action packed.
A little less walking simulator.
Yeah, see, like, like in I like The Hobbit, the book, The Hobbit. Absolutely hate those three movies, especially the third one.
The
Battle
book,
of Five Armies or whatever movie's awful.
I will say for the Lord of the Rings, like it's one of the few things that the movies are way better than the books, except for The Hobbit. When The Hobbit is the best book, but the worst movie trilogy.
Yeah. How they pulled three movies out of that little book that is like half the size of the Fellowship of the Ring is beyond me.
They like added stuff from like extended lore things, but it didn't. They still stretched it for that third movie.
Yeah, they
like
did.
The first two were decent. I really liked the first one, and I thought the second one was probably the best one.
Decimation
but that
of
third
Smog,
one,
yeah.
That one should have ended with Smog's death, I think, because that third one was rough. I will say
because the third one starts off with the Smog's death, doesn't it?
Yeah, and I'm gonna say I liked the ending of Desolation of Smog. I thought like Smog's little speech, but and like kind of like the building doom type feeling.
Yeah.
Cool. But like the third movie was just such a letdown. Like
it was way like the CGI looked way worse in the Battle of Five Armies than it did in the original trilogy.
I agree completely. Literally, there's a scene in the during the big old battle at the end. There's a literal scene where a dwarf is fighting like these orcs. It's like one of the dwarf generals or whatever, and like he literally hits one of them with a shield, and it doesn't even touch him, and is blatantly obvious.
Yeah, it's bad.
And the CGI orc flies off, and it was so blatant. And there was like nothing had weight to it. Nothing felt real on that battle. And I was just like, this is terrible.
I just don't know why I mean, I know they wanted money. I know that, but God bless that. It should have been just two movies.
I agree.
All right. Let's talk about fundraising. Because I'm having issues about fundraising right now. And I'm not sure what to do in my little town. I only have 17 kids, and like it just seems like it's a struggle to like fundraise, and I don't know what to do. Like Ag does Blue and Gold sausage. The girls, the cheerleaders do concession stands at everything, and you know it just doesn't leave a lot of room for like what I could do, and I don't want to like step on anybody's toes, but I also need to make some money for my kids.
Yeah, Okay. What before we kind of jump into that, what are you raising money for?
Yeah.
Okay. So let that be your first question to answer and then kind of stem from there because if you're raising money for uniforms, that's a bigger check to write than if you're trying to help some kids out with their entry fee to Heartland Music Festival.
No, because the school's gonna pay for it.
But I'm more so just giving like examples of either extreme. If you're just wanting money to have in the bank to buy a couple boxes of reeds when you need them, or if you're buying a whole bunch of uniforms, you're kind of fundraising at two totally different levels. You see what I'm saying?
Right. I guess I'm just fundraising for like to have, because like anything I really need, the school pays for. It's a weird situation that I am, but I guess like I just doing it to where I could get supplies without having to like go through general funds to get instruments repaired.
Yeah. So if that's your goal, you can kind of then choose fundraising stuff. One thing,
I also want some timpanis.
so that can kind of be a goal to kind of fundraise for and say, hey, we've got the goal to buy a new set of timpani. Here's our kind of price range we're trying to fundraise to. Let's do the thing.
Stretch goals.
Yeah.
Like on a Patreon or GoFundMe.
So not so much even just to ask for money, but just so you kind of have an idea of what it is your end goal is, I guess is my thought. I hated doing food. I hated doing food.
I don't want to do food. I don't want to do food. I don't want to do those the chocolate bars, whatever. Those world finest ones that literally taste like cardboard.
Because I know they sell pretty well because the kids buy them up. We did chocolate covered pretzels, like little pretzel sticks, one time, and the kids sold them between classes like they were freaking weed. Like
They sold what?
they were little like chocolate covered pretzel sticks,
Yeah.
and it looked like a kind of like a
I think the
miniature
cheerleaders do
drumsticks.
that too. It's like candy grams or whatever.
Yeah, I guess, but I mean, it just looked like a choco stick, but it was just like a
Yeah.
covered pretzel, and the kids sold it like dime bags between class, like this. They were doing drug deals with these freaking
We get it.
pretzel
You're being
sticks.
edgy and making drug references.
I no,
This is what child welfare does to us.
We get it.
Corrupts.
but we ordered another pallet for the kids to sell because we went through a pallet in like a day and a half. So then we ordered another pallet. Then the school shut us down because the student council that sold stuff through the office wasn't making any money because everybody was buying the band's pretzel sticks. So they're just like, oh, you can't sell stuff but anymore. Da 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 da. After we just ordered this whole new brand new stuff, and we pretty much just had to throw it away because we couldn't sell it, and the kids couldn't sell it outside of school because all the kids bought it during class. So we haven't done
So
food.
not wait. So, but the pretzel, like I want to make money, but the pretzel thing sounds good.
So as long as it's non-perishable. So after we had that big stack of pretzels, we got real bad ant problem in the band room because it just kind of sat there.
Right.
And it's also lots of little pieces that your kids are then responsible for paying you for. So if
Okay.
I had to,
Yeah, never mind. I don't want to. Then I'll feel just like dang kingpin getting dollars from kids.
no,
That feels weird.
and they're all handing you $1 bills, and it's like,
Yeah, this feels weird.
This feels weird. Because like I had to have the kids like, okay, you have to give me $20 before you can have this box of pretzels to go sell, because that's how much they cost, and that's how much you're going to get back. Like, so that way the kids can keep the money and they sell it, but I've already gotten paid. But it was a weird deal.
I asked on Facebook and like somebody suggested candles.
I've never done candles, but I could see that do okay.
Moms love candles, man.
But see, I live in a town that's like, I teach in a town that's less than 1,000 people that live there.
Yeah.
So I don't know how big of a thing this is gonna do. I was gonna okay, because I got this thing on there I got this thing in the mail to do fundraise cookie dough. So I was looking at it, oh, this is interesting. And it was like, we're gonna if you don't sell more than 300 things, we're charging you 150 for shipping or 175 for shipping. So like, I'd be lucky if I sold like 100. You know what I mean?
Yeah. With the cookie dough stuff, I feel like I remember us doing something like that in high school, and they had to have like deep freezes in the band room. So for because it all shows up frozen. Because I remember I looked into doing like a Little Caesars pizza kit thing too, and they either had to get picked up that day because they show up frozen, or it had to be stored in a freezer at the school. I was like, I'm not about this.
Yeah, I'm glad I pulled the cord on the cookie dough thing.
Yeah, because I'm sure it would sell pretty well, but
it's like $20 for a tub.
Yeah, see, I hate fundraisers because what you get for the money you put into it is stupid.
It's like you only get like $8, like bare minimum, you get like $8 a tub. After doing the I don't know.
Oh, okay, yeah, you get like $8 in profit after. Yeah, I got you. For a school your size, I would do something that you do order forms for, so that way you're not ordering bulk and then handing stuff out as people want it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because then if your kid doesn't sell anything, they're not feeling pressured to just like, I've got 50 candles here that we need to sell, and you've only sold 6 of them. What am I going to do with 47 candles in the band room? Like,
yeah, exactly.
Y'all need to move these MFers. Like,
this sounds more and more like I'm a kingpin than anything.
Oh, dude,
you need to move these.
The fundraising head for a band, you are straight up hustle, like straight up kingpin.
Cause see, I used to do this stuff for Psy, but like
it was you in charge of everything, and I'm doing the thing. All right, I need you to show up at this event because we're selling this and we're making money. But take the dumbest person that was in Psy. I can't think. Well, thanks for that.
Ed.
Yeah.
Right down, Conan.
So no saying names. Take the dumbest person and then multiply that by 20 and then make them 45% dumber because dumb high school kid.
Ooh, we're getting the Morgan Grimes levels of dumb.
So that's what you're dealing with. Like, some of them are better and some of them are worse, but it's easier to assume they're all worthlessly stupid and then be pleasantly surprised than put too much faith in them and then have that stress of having to fix it. That sounds very, very negative.
It does.
But
also very, very honest.
As that's why we're here. So
yeah, fundraising's garbage, man. Fundraising company do.
Yeah, it sounds really like it's just like getting not child welfare, but
child labor.
It's like child labor. It's like the equivalent.
It's DCI, man. It's high school DCI.
Yes, here we go.
Here it is. We made it.
But no, like the freaking fundraising companies, their whole business practice is, we'll give you a very minimal portion of our profits if you sell our product for us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's DCI. We made that connection.
Just a bunch of, because their product's not good enough to sell on shelves in actual stores.
Yeah, see, DCI is not actually good enough to be shown on TV.
Man, I wonder how.
I'm not biting that hook tonight. I'm not biting it. Not today, Satan.
But I wonder how long. I wonder why DCI hasn't tried to make.
We're not changing that gears, Mage. Stick with fundraising.
Go to like, I'm not biting this hook. And Mage is like, ooh, a hook.
No. But now I'm curious about why they're not on TV.
Because it's not. Because okay, would you rather watch football or halftime show?
I would like to watch both. If I'm going to be honest.
If you had to pick one, would you rather watch 60 minutes of football or a 15-minute halftime show?
People watch like.
No, just stop adding. And I'm giving you an A or B. Stop adding an X factor into it.
People watch soccer, Ghost, on TV. People watch.
Yes, I'm one of those people. I like
baseball
soccer.
and soccer are not less boring than DCI competition.
I'm not arguing that. Baseball is boring as hell to watch. Okay? But for the general population, DCI is boring as hell.
Marching band in general is boring as hell to most people.
To you and to Conan Jones, who apparently are lifelong donators to DCI, that care about and are gonna die on a hill for it. You know, that's to you. But we're comparing ants to people here in the actual equation of things.
Well, I'm just thinking that there's an audience there. Because
not enough to warrant a TV show.
Well, no, like the national competition and everything.
It wouldn't be cost effective.
Even they do that streaming thing or whatever. It's like $100 to watch it, and it's not even in good quality.
Yeah, those streams are horrible.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of why no one does it, is because it's terrible quality, and going up there is expensive. But I mean, yeah, it's not going to be as popular as football ever. But I don't know, maybe like on ESPN3, you know,
ESPN 8 to Ocho.
Yeah, you know, it's like you're paying for that channel anyway. At least let us watch some neat stuff. Like, I mean, if you're going to watch the World Darts Championship, I should be able to watch the World DCI Championship. That's all I'm saying. If that's
that should tell you something right there. That there's more people interested in watching stupid old white people throw darts than there is people watching DCI.
I just don't think that's true, though. That's kind of what I'm saying.
It's okay. There's more people that would rather watch bowling than watch DCI.
But why?
There's more people that rather watch the World Series of Poker, sitting down, literally watching old people play cards, than watch DCI.
Dude. Poker, it's like 20-year-olds with sunglasses.
Whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying.
I actually do watch the World Series of Poker.
See, you're part of the problem.
I don't know if that's part of the problem. I just think that there's an audience there that someone's not exploiting, and I feel like there's money to be made. That's all I'm saying.
ESPN's not going to make the money that Flow Marching TV is making off of it.
Yeah, off of the 3 people that consistently subscribe to their Bands of America DCI thing. Okay. Anyways, I don't even know what we was talking. Oh, we were talking about fun.
I tried to keep this. Y'all were just like, fault. No, I'm gonna dish on DCI.
It's Mage's fault. Anyways,
I think Ghost brought it up first, but
yeah, I did. But you didn't have to take it around.
I wasn't really like arguing against you. I was just like, why is it not on television?
Because it's not in.
But let's move on.
Back to what should I do for fundraising?
Sorry, that phone call I got earlier is just more stuff I don't want to deal with tonight.
Sounds like fun.
You could do what like we did in Sahai, just like little events and make some money here and there.
What do you mean little events?
I don't know. Like what is some of the stuff that we did inside? Like a pie in the face of a teacher or something like that? Or get some
See,
of
I
the
don't know if
school
I could
involved?
get any other teacher on board with that.
That was just making an example. I don't know how well you know the other staff.
I wouldn't
members
mind
and
doing
everything.
like a taco dinner thing, but like I don't know how many of my kids would actually like do it.
You can do like a band awards show, and have the families pay for like the dinner and stuff, and raise a little bit of money that way.
Yeah.
So whenever we were in high school, we did a spaghetti dinner for the jazz band, and they sold tickets and had like a silent auction, and the jazz bands played, and it was like $20 a ticket to come in and eat spaghetti and garlic bread, and have a crappy little salad, listen to the jazz band play, and bid on stuff that was donated, and that was just like pure profit. But
See, I don't have a jazz
we don't
band.
have a jazz band, but it's just kind of a
I mean,
something
a
that
silent
I can
auction
think of.
during your spring concert is not a bad idea.
Like, what would I auction off at a spring concert though?
Just have parents make baked goods.
Like literally anything. Like here's a cake. Like you can go around to like different businesses and ask for donations, and then just be like, hey, Darby's Big Furniture, like, or Mathis Brothers donated this recliner, like y'all bid on this, and then go down to Mathis Brothers or whatever it is. And like a lot of businesses will do stuff like that also for publicity.
Right.
It's one of those things that you really just kind of got to get creative with on stuff, especially
I know, and
being
like
the small school that you're
everything
in.
like I have that's like creative that I want to do is like kind of already like done by somebody else.
Being done, yeah.
Yeah. And I just my biggest thing is I don't want to like step on anybody else's toes and stuff. Like, and I don't want anybody to like be like, oh, new Mr. Ghost is trying to take over on this. Blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean?
He's stepping in on my turf.
Yeah, I don't need a turf war happening with like. Anyways,
So I'll tell you this now: you're getting into fun small town politics that you will get in the middle of if you do a fundraiser.
because I wanted to make fry bread, but like do Indian tacos, but apparently somebody already does that in the town.
Yeah,
And
but no one. But you're Native American. There's the difference.
I am Native American, but I think this person is also Native American.
He's a fake Native American. Don't listen to their lies.
Give me his Indian card.
It's all lies. He's a Cherokee.
Okay, I've noticed a lot of Chickasaw plates because they're the bright yellow ones, aren't they?
That's the new Cherokee. Chickasaw's the new white people. I'm Indian.
Like, there's a
What is-
lot of Chickasaw plates in the city.
Where's Oklahoma City at? Like, is it Seminole Nation or Chickasaw Nation?
What?
Yeah,
Say
once
that-
again,
as
you
far
said
as,
words, but it didn't make a
Yeah, I
sentence.
didn't understand you.
Well, you know how every Indian nation has its own territory and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
Is Oklahoma County in the Seminole Nation territory, or is that in Chickasaw Nation territory?
No, Chickasaw's around Ada.
Yeah.
Well, no, Chickasaw Nation's huge.
Yeah, but I think
I know that,
think
but it's
they're
like
stationed
around-
in Ada.
They're right now. They're in Ada.
I'm sure that the main
Like-
city's in Ada.
Yeah, I don't really know if there's a tribe that's based out of Oklahoma City.
I don't think there is. I just didn't know what territories is Oklahoma City in.
Yeah,
I don't think Oklahoma City is in one.
I don't really know.
I mean, I'm sure there is, but I don't think there is one. I think because even the Remington Park has the casino stuff in it, but I think it's just ran by ran by the state, and that's the reason why it gets automatically renewed or whatever. That stupid thing that old Cherokee boy Stint is trying to keep from how
He's a fake Cherokee too.
he is a fake check. Give me his Indian card, damn it.
He deserves it.
Give me
With what he's doing to Oklahoma, we're getting
Kevin's your Indian card right now. All right, you send it to me right now.
What? God, I can't believe he's doing all that crap to us, man. Like literally, Kevin Stitt enrages us, Conan. None of the tribes are happy with him because he's killing us.
I don't really listen to anything on the news. So
I mean, it's Oklahoma.
Conan doesn't even vote.
Politics. It's Oklahoma politics. What did you expect, Conan?
yeah.
Anyways, all right. Speaking of which, I think this is a perfect segue into Hitler clicks for Kevin Stint.
Kevin Stitt to Hitler.
It's just STIT, isn't it? Or two T's at the end?
STI, yeah. Kevin Stint.
There's no
All right,
N
we are on
his name.
one click. Whatever.
Did you know that you can download all of Wikipedia for like 58 gigabytes of data?
Can you really?
All of Wikipedia is only 68
gigabytes?
58 gigabytes, all of Wikipedia.
Red Dead Redemption is bigger than that.
What?
The new Call of Duty, like the Call of Duty patch, is bigger than Wikipedia. Like,
isn't that sad?
But I mean, if you think about it, it's all just like pages of just Word documents.
True.
And they're
PDFs.
Like, yeah. I learned that, like, I want to say yesterday. I read it on Reddit, and I was like, "Wow, you can."
If Reddit says it, it must be true,
right?
Well, no, there was a.
All right, so I'm clicking on United States Armed Forces.
Okay.
That's 2 clicks.
Kevin Stitt was a veteran.
No, I don't know. It's just what Command F found, or Control F.
I mean, I know he served Mary Fallon, but.
All right, we are clicking on Germany. So that's 3 clicks. And 4 clicks.
Kevin Stitt is Adolf Hitler.
Kevin Stitt is 4 clicks away from Adolf Hitler.
4 steps away from being Hitler.
All right. Let's go ahead and jump into our wins of the week. Conan Jones, what is your win of the week?
So my win actually came today. There is a Facebook video going. Well, I guess it's a TikTok video, but it's going around Facebook of a teacher that had recorded himself talking, saying just like, this kid had just had a death in his in the family, and he's like back in school, and he had a test today, and the teacher just like put a sticky note on his test. It was like, hey, I know you're going through a lot. This test's already 100. Don't worry about it. Like, and just kind of talking to the camera, saying, you know, kids are kids, and they need, they're adult or humans too, and have needs, and there are bigger things going on than. Have you seen this video?
And I have no idea what you're talking about.
All right, so it's pretty much along those lines. Since I just explained the whole point of it, and then asked if you had seen it, so I'm glad I explained it.
Yeah.
So one of my kids from my Oklahoma school tagged me in that video.
What was the video again? Say it. Sorry, I've zoned out.
He'll link it in the description.
Okay, please link it.
So she had tagged me in this video, and whenever I was still teaching there, she had a loss in her family, and it pretty much everything in the video I had did like 3 or 4 years ago, and just brought her into the office like, hey, I know you're going through some stuff, like hang out in here, you don't need to like worry about anything. And one of the couple of the kids had made like little ribbons for the band to wear for the game, and like we made an announcement at the football game that night for like a moment of silence for the family for their loss and all this sort of stuff. Since it, she had been in band for the longest time, and everybody had known the person that had died, and it was just kind of this big deal for the band and the community. And she just tagged me on this thing just saying, hey, thank you for this, blah blah blah, all this stuff way back in the day. And I was like, that's awesome. That's cool.
That's good. I'm glad you had that.
So
yeah.
Mage, what is your win of the week?
I'm on a little mini vacation right now. I did a half day today, and I guess I'm pretty much free tomorrow. So I'm
Who say that again? You turned into Super Robot, sir. Oh my goodness. Hold on. Let my internet catch up. Because it says it's me. Oh, I'm getting a little better.
It says it's me.
Okay, maybe Discord just pooped out on us.
Oh, good job.
Probably.
Okay.
Did I also robot on you guys?
Oh, real bad.
Yeah, everybody did.
Yeah, because I couldn't hear anything from you guys either.
Okay.
Thank you, Discord.
Yeah.
Good job.
Still better than Skype ever did.
Where did I robot? Where did I robot?
Just start over. I don't even remember.
Okay.
Sorry.
So today and tomorrow, I'm taking a little mini vacation. I did a half day today, and I'm doing a full day tomorrow. Just doing a longer weekend. And this time I win. Just kind of recuperating. Using some of my ungodly amount of comp time.
How much do you have built up?
Over 100 hours.
Yeah, boy.
Yes.
So, are you doing anything? You just like staying at home?
Well, I still need to go to the city to see my kid.
Oh.
But we can talk about that later.
Yeah.
But that's the only thing. That's it.
All right.
Are you coming to the city this weekend?
Yes. Tomorrow or Saturday.
Do you want to go do something after you see your kid?
We'll talk about it after the podcast.
Okay. Well, my win of the week is I got my tax return on Wednesday. And being head of household with a dependent is pretty nice.
How much did you get back?
I don't want to talk about that on the podcast, but
he doesn't want to gloat on the recording.
I don't want to talk about my money that I made on the podcast. I'm doing okay. I'm going to get my dad's truck fixed.
Fair enough.
No.
And I might have ordered my ideal computer setup now. That's going to be here next Monday.
So, Gus, you're not going to release your tax returns to the public? You're just as bad as Donald Trump.
Here we go.
Ghost is Donald Trump. Can't confirm.
What? Do I really have to release my tax return to our 3 listeners?
No.
Tell Joby how much your tax return was.
Yeah, let me tell Joby how much my damn tax return was.
I'm glad her mom's doing better, by the way. Joby's had a tough run.
Yeah, I hope you're...
Joby, if you're listening to us, we're praying for you, and we want your mom to make a full recovery.
And sister. I think his sister was not as bad off as mom was, but I saw her post today said mom was up and walking around and supposed to be going home sometime next week.
Yeah, that's really good news.
So, no, I'm glad that your tax return was good though, Ghost, because ours was minuscule. Well, in comparison, I think ours was only $200 we got back, which is better than owing like we did last year. But
mine was good
because I don't know if we just made enough and put us in the next bracket and stuff, but I don't know.
I don't know how that works.
How dare Conan be middle class?
That's lower middle class.
Well, thank you guys very much for listening. You can follow us on Twitter, SoundCloud, YouTube, iTunes, and Spotify at lowscalegaming. If you have a question or a subject you want us to talk about on our next podcast, go ahead and leave us a tweet or email us at lowscalegaming@gmail.com. But thank you guys again. And remember, have a great day and a better tomorrow.
And DCI is really not that bad.